Rainy nights have a way of making everything feel different. The streets are empty, the power flickers, and every shadow seems darker than usual. But sometimes, it's not just your imagination. Tonight, you'll hear 3 terrifying true rainy season horror stories that have left people questioning what they saw and what was waiting for them in the storm. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and let's begin. Story 1. The Knock in the Rain. It was July 2023. Rahul was home alone while his parents were visiting relatives in another town. Around 12:30 a.m., a violent storm rolled in. Heavy rain hammered the roof as thunder shook the windows. Then, knock, knock, knock. Someone was at the front door. Rahul froze. "Who's there?" he called. No answer. He waited a few moments, thinking he had imagined it. Then, knock, knock, knock. This time, he looked through the small window beside the door. Nobody. The porch was completely empty. But when he looked down, he noticed something that made his blood run cold. A trail of muddy barefoot footprints led straight to his front door. There were no footprints leading away. Someone, or something, had walked to the house, but never left. Rahul refused to spend another rainy night alone after that. Story 2. The Woman with the Black Umbrella. One rainy evening, a college student named Emma was waiting alone at a deserted bus stop. The last bus had already left. Rain poured relentlessly as the wind grew stronger. Across the road stood a woman holding a large black umbrella. She smiled softly and said, "Come with me. I'll take you home." Something about her voice felt wrong. Emma politely refused. A few minutes later, a taxi finally arrived and took her home safely. The next morning, she opened the local newspaper. Her heart nearly stopped. A woman had been struck and killed by lightning at that very bus stop the previous night. The newspaper printed her photograph. It was the same woman with the black umbrella. Story 3. The Voice in the Flood. Heavy rain caused the nearby river to overflow. The village was surrounded by floodwater. Late that night, everyone stayed indoors. Suddenly, an old man heard the voice of a little girl outside. "Please, help me." He grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the rain. The crying continued. It sounded closer with every step. He followed the voice toward the flooded road. Just as he was about to move forward, his neighbor shouted, "Stop! Don't go any farther." The old man pointed his flashlight ahead. The road had disappeared beneath the rushing floodwaters. One more step, and he would have fallen into the river. The little girl's voice vanished instantly. To this day, villagers claim that during heavy storms, they still hear a child calling for help from the darkness. Clapperboard outro. Which of these 3 rainy season horror stories frightened you the most? Let me know in the comments by typing Story 1, Story 2, or Story 3. If you enjoy true horror stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And remember, sometimes, the scariest thing about a rainy night isn't the storm. It's what might be waiting in it.